We're in the middle of a shift. Do you feel it? It's like this entire planet is in the middle of a ginormous, massive shift. These trucks when I'm trying to shoot a video. It seems like everybody who was deeply into New Age, myself included, New Age, i.e. like readings and Reiki and crystals, witchcraft, if you would have it, they're all returning back to Christ himself, back to the Bible. And now, because of how the algorithm works, when you start talking and praying, your phone is listening. Now when I open up my phone, I'm seeing everybody talk about how they're done with the tarot readings and how they are now reading the Bible in chronological order. And it's beautiful but crazy at the same time that it's all happening at once. Personally, I feel like God himself was just looking down on everybody and was like, all right, this is getting out of hand. There's too much demonic stuff going on in the world. It's time that I put more of my energy back into my people. And I think that's why people are starting to wake up. Granted, everybody has their own assumptions. I'm just saying this is where I'm coming from personally. And I don't even know, a lot of people can argue that, oh, this shift has something to do with the moon or the Saturn, or if you're in a Saturn return or what have you. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to focus on the shift at hand. As for me personally, I was heavily into witchcraft. Up until recently, I'm still in the middle of a transition because I barely started reading the Bible, and I had felt like my spirituality was something that was going to come and save me. I was in a really dark place and then started feeling called towards, I started hearing more about how crystals can help and how meditation can help you. And then once you dive into that, you start learning more and more and more and more. And then now it's all in your algorithm, and now you're meeting people and you just get sucked into this giant community. And it just made my faith strengthen. But I was so heavy into it that I felt like I had to use it in my everyday life. I had to express my spirituality and be prideful about it by wearing it on my clothes. So I would be dressed in crystals. I'd have to have crystal necklaces on, and anything that could really make me look spiritual or hippie, I would dress like that so that somebody can look at me and say, oh, that girl's she's really spiritual. I loved that look, and for so long I thought that that's who I was. And it was just really hard to tell if that's actually who I was or if I was just trying to prove a point. Till this day, I don't really think that I know, but I'm leaning more towards I felt like I had to prove a point. I would challenge the Bible without having read a single scripture. This is the first time that I'm reading the Bible, and so far I'm absolutely loving it. It's a very juicy book. There's a lot of tea in there. I didn't expect for the Bible to be read like that. I was like, oh my God, why didn't no one tell me the Bible was like a reality TV show? But I would challenge the Bible constantly, thinking that everybody was just hypocritical and judgmental of spirituality, and that if you were a Christian and you went to church, that you were automatically judgmental. And the only thing that I knew from the Bible is thou shalt not judge. So that was what I was always preaching. Oh, you're saying that this is witchcraft, and you're saying this, and you're talking about Florida water, but then you're using holy water. Thou shalt not judge. Not really knowing what I was talking about, because I had never actually read the Bible. And then love thy neighbor. I still love that one. Love thy neighbor. I would never judge anybody's faith or judge anybody else's sins, because we all are down here sinning badly. Even like the little things, if you read the Bible, you wouldn't know that it was technically a sin. So I still love the love thy neighbor, but I didn't think that everybody else followed that to a T. Like, because I was spiritual, people were like, oh, can't love thy neighbor. So on top of that, it completely consumed every fiber of my being. I could not make a single move or a single decision without consulting my tarot cards. I had my own personal tarot cards. I had the angel oracle cards. I would give readings to friends, and eventually I'm starting to find out that it was just draining me, because now people are looking to me like I have all the answers. Oh, they used to actually call me Earth Girl. My friends would always They're like, oh, hi, Earth Girl, because I was just my aesthetic. And none of them had the same faith that I did. So to them, I just really stood out. And I was just so, I don't know, in their eyes, earthy and just different. So they would always be like, oh, can I have a tarot reading? And can you give us a yoga class and a Reiki class and things such as that? And I'd be like, sure. But it was so draining because now you're having to tap into other people's energies. And now people are asking you questions after questions. And you're just like, I don't even have the capacity to deal with this. But more so, every little decision in my life, I just could not make without saying, oh, let me go ask the cards first. And it got to the point where it was borderline obsessive. Oh, I got a new job offer. It's way better than the job that I have now, but should I take it? I don't know. Let me ask the cards. Oh, this ex who's really, really, really toxic and I know I shouldn't be with wants me back, but let me ask the cards if he's truly my partner. And depending on how you read the cards or not, they could say, oh, yes, this is your partner. Oh, no, it's not. So I just completely put all my faith in the hands of a deck, and it wasn't healthy. I put all of my faith in my life choices in the hands of other tarot readers who would say, oh, this is the love of your life. This is your twin flame. This is, he's who you're meant to be with. I see marriage. So when the relationship was toxic, I still held on because of what these readers were telling me. And I just really one day was like, you know what, Lord, I'm going to put the cards down and I need to take a big step back and I need to focus on my own discernment. And because something in me is shifting and I just have this craving, this deep yearning for something more. And that was 2 years ago. And ever since then, I've been a little bit detached. Every day I detach a little bit more. But ever since I've been reading the Bible, I've never had this kind of peace. Even though I still get worried because I think that's natural, I've never had this kind of peace before, with the peace with uncertainty. I already had anxiety, and I feel like tarot reading did nothing but make my anxiety worse. And I feel like a lot of people are starting to wake up and feel the same thing. Meditation didn't save me, and these crystals actually didn't save me. These tarot readings didn't save me. It was God that is currently saving me right now. A lot of examples are the fact that even tarot readers, one who I will put out there because she already made a video and announced that she's stepping away. I don't know if anybody follows Anita Serene, also known as Stargirl, a Practical Witch. She recently made a video and she has almost like 1 million subscribers and was like, I am stepping away from tarot reading and I'm returning to Christ. And my jaw just dropped because I'm like, for years, at least 4 years, I have been following her. And it's almost like at this exact same time, we're both just like, done. We need to take a step away. And then another tarot reader came out, and then another one. I'm just like, oh, this is crazy. I'm not the only one. So that's definitely God's doing. God is definitely speaking to us and really just reeling us back in. I think that for me personally too, God is overall tired of my personal stress and worry and my overthinking, that he's like, girl, let me do it. Leave all of that behind. You're using too many tools. You're doing way too much. Let me just handle this for you. And it's funny because my overthinking was so bad that I'm like, oh, well, if I pray too much or ask for too, God has 1,000,001 things that he has to do. He has so many other children out here that he has to help. And then I had to remind myself, like, absolutely nothing is too heavy or too mighty for him to handle. So he can absolutely just take my problem. It's mine now. I got you. Don't worry. It's already taken care of. I heard you. And that to me has just been so comforting, especially with this transition that I may or may not be going through. Just being a new mom and my partner and I trying to navigate everything that comes with that and going through trials together. Trials and tribulations can definitely be overwhelming. Speaking of, hello? No, not yet. I'm gonna stay here. I'm just gonna go to the gym. But I think that this is a good stopping point to end the video because topics like this I can go on for hours and hours and hours and it'll just lead to one thing or another. So I'm gonna end the video right here. And if you guys relate to my content, you want to see more of my content, I'm going to be posting weekly from now on. I finally got in a schedule. So please like and subscribe and comment below and let me know if you guys also feel the shift and if you are still in your spiritual state, or if you've also been returning to the Bible. I really want to hear other people's thoughts on this so that I know that it's not just me. I really want to hear you guys' stories. But I will see you guys in my next video. I plan on posting every Sunday. Have a good day, guys.